Welcome back to the Film Hackers Talk Show, where cinematic conversation meets everything film, and you can be part of the show by talking in the chat and also staying with us up to the end. Today we have a multifaceted lineup, beautiful people. They are talented and they do a lot more than just acting, because the conversation is about acting. Now, if you want to be an actor, actress, you're not sure, maybe not, kati maso kurutimbe. Get your notebook, get ready to take some notes, and also ask some questions. I'll ask some, but you can carry on with yours as well. In the studio today, weighing as if for 5 accolades already in her very short lifetime. I'm making up some of these things, but I'm very happy in my left corner to have the amazing, the beautiful Harmonie Kyomugisha Muhwezi. She's a Ugandan actress. She's also a singer, and we celebrate her for also being a media personality as well as a chef. Have you heard of Harmonie's Table? You might hear more coming in a few minutes. And Harmonie has been seen in Kafa Ko. We also saw her in Chadara. It is real, as well as The Campus, and more recently, Be a Good Girl. She's not just a good girl, but she's also a bad gal in the most talented description as you hear it, all right? Welcome to the show, Harmonie.
Oh my God, thank you so much. I don't know, are you talking about me?
It's you.
Okay, it's nice to hear.
How are you?
I'm fantastic, how are you?
You look fantastic. I'm good.
Thank you so much. You look beautiful yourself.
Banange. Say if this one doesn't tell me I look beautiful, we might have a problem. But no, let's not put pressure on him. In my right corner, I'm very happy to meet and welcome to the show the handsome Housen Mushema. We've seen him in the Hostel TV series, Barikowa in the City, and more recently, Sanyu TV series. He's been in films like Veronica's Wish and Bed of Thorns. He's also formerly a fashion producer, and I think the remnants of his fashion life stuck with him, because you can see it in the way he dressed, the way he moves, and we celebrate that as well. Welcome to the show, Housen.
Thank you, Maritza.
I'm happy to have you here.
Thank you. I'm so humbled.
Fantastic, fantastic. So I want to just throw this one right out there. Why are you actors? Let's start with you, Harmonie.
I credit it to my personality disorder.
How many personalities are we talking about?
Quite a number, and this is the best avenue to let them all shine.
Yeah?
Yes, what's about to have a personality disorder?
I think so too. Wait, are you being serious?
I am being
On the spectrum
very
for
serious.
real?
Yep.
I hear you, and I empathize.
Thank you.
But good for you.
I know.
Housen,
Why
why are you an actor?
I want money.
Aren't you in the wrong business?
Anyway.
I'm curious. Do actors, actually clear that up for me, do actors really make money like that?
They do. They
In
do.
Uganda?
They do, but the thing is, you need to know where you are and what kind of money you want to make. Yeah, so that will answer your question as a person. So yeah, and I mean, in Uganda, of course, we are still getting there. It's not as
we're still in
where
the
we went
trenches.
there.
Unfortunately.
Yes, but for me, where you joined acting, personally, I think it was a calling, really. I wasn't interested. Yeah, I wasn't.
Stop.
I wasn't interested in being an actor. Yes.
That is so fascinating to hear, because when we see you on the screen, we buy what you're selling.
Yeah, I think nature, responds to you according to how it sees you. There are certain things we don't know about ourselves, but nature supersedes us and knows more than us. So that's what I believe, that however much I knew, like my family, we are artists in terms of, my dad was a painter, he was a tailor, one of those people in Chiembe, we are doing embroidery and stuff.
What? I love your dad.
He taught most of us that painting in school was my thing. So, but then when I left high school, I joined my career. I wanted to start, continue being a painter, but Margaret School of Arts was really full, so I did another course. So then I was like, But then
Then you came back.
So when I started modeling, that's when art found me. Like, you know what, I think you need to, keep doing,
Pursuing.
yeah.
You know, you hinted on it a little bit, but like art won't release you if you're born an artist.
It won't.
Yeah. So even when you try to leave,
didn't know
it's
that.
like, no. You found out the hard way.
I tried. You guys, Harmonie, I tried to get out of this industry from, I think, 2014, 2015.
Yeah.
When I was doing like a lot of fashion shows and I was getting like known. And then the money was different. I wasn't getting the money. But you know how you get known, but the pocket is empty?
Yeah.
So now you have to look
And I'm
like
in
Right now you
campus.
have social capital, but you don't have capital.
I'm like, no, I'm quitting.
Yeah.
I can't. The pressure was too much by then. I was like, guys, I can't do this. I don't think I'm... And I actually refused to do anything.
Yeah.
They called me for stuff, I refused. Until I was like, you know what, let me just go try out this one thing.
Yeah.
And that's how I didn't stop. Even after doing Balikowa in the city, I just wanted to quit. But again, shows kept coming.
Great. That
And then
talent
before I know
was
it,
screaming.
and then before I
Balikowa
know
was
it, people are calling me to go
was a
for...
brilliant show.
People are calling me for acting masterclasses that are being offered for free. I was like,
Wow.
let me just go there.
Yeah.
And then you end up like getting this teacher who just breaks and gets into your soul and makes you understand who you are. Because
Wow.
being an introvert, like I'm
you
good at
closed
blocking
off,
off.
yeah.
I closed off all those because my past led me to that.
I like that because when we see the personalities of actors and actresses on TV, we don't consider that behind Chirunda Jr., there is Mushema, who is a whole other person navigating life in as complicated a way as Chirunda Jr. On the screen.
Yeah.
So that's very good to hear. I want to hear from you, Harmonie. You've talked a little bit about the masterclasses. Did you have to get training to get into acting? Is that something that you sought out?
No, I actually did not. My background with the arts world goes far back as primary school.
Wow.
We lived in Bushenya at the time.
Girl, hi village mate.
But okay. So we had MDD, Buranyanji Junior School. And just like Mushema, my family is a family of creatives as well. And we're all in one school. So we participated in stage plays and dancing and, cultural stuff. We came as far as competition level at National Theatre in Kampala most of the time. So then it kind of died down when I came. When my father was moved to Kampala, it died down because I had to leave Buranyanji and come to these other schools that weren't very MDD supportive.
Shout out Buranyanji, by the way. They're doing
I know,
big
right?
things back
Shout
in
out to you
Busheni.
guys.
Yeah.
So then I think it must have gone all the way to 2015, which was my first acting opportunity. Now, I was in a singing competition, Airtel Trace Music Star, the one that Akon brought. So I was in the finalists, and I remember we were shooting, I think we were rehearsing somewhere in Ntinda, Buddy's studio. So we're rehearsing, and then Philip Luswata just says, "Can't you act?"
They're like, I'm the goat.
I bet I can act. I like to push myself.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't really, it's rare that I say I'm not good at that. I know I can get good at it. So I give myself a chance. So they gave me a script, I read it, voila. I was on the campus.
Wow.
And then thereon, I started to be on different sets, whether it be as an extra or just being a part of the crew, just making as much connections as I can. The only other production that I had some kind of training, which was an intense period of rehearsal before shoot, was Be a Good Girl. So shout out to Nicole Chigundo. Yeah. You broke me. You broke my soul.
Okay, so both of you have mentioned that break and getting into the soul, because when we think of acting training, we think you sit, read some lines, and then when you're supposed to be emotional, cry. Like our visuals as outsiders is they teach you how to play the role. But from the last few minutes, from what both of you have said, it seems more of a breakdown of personality in order to get into character. What can you speak of that style of training? What's the purpose?
Just for example, when I did Balikowa in the city, now that is just me talent, The hostel, that was just me trying
You
to
were being
discover myself.
Mushema.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, after I got that training, the masterclass from Kemi Ondokotino,
Yeah, I love her.
I think it was a week or two, I'm not sure. And I learned more about better myself, that, characters are not very far away from us. All these characters, we have our pasts, my past is different from yours.
Yeah.
My moments that make me sad are different from yours, but they all achieve one thing, sadness.
Yeah.
Yeah. My moments that make me happy are different from yours, but yet we shall achieve the same
Joy.
the same joy. You understand? So breaking down that and understanding that these are things that you need to use as you, they're going to be a part of you for the rest of your life. Whatever you do in your life,
Yeah.
it's always going to be a part of you. When you wake up today and do something good, something bad, it will always be a part of you.
It's now imprinted.
Yes, now it's
Yeah.
imprinted into your soul,
Yeah.
your mind. Even if you try to erase it, it will always be a part of you. But how you choose it to affect you, that's the journey now.
So just to piggyback on what Mushema just said, in terms of getting ready with your character and breaking into your soul, you have to believe what you're portraying.
Okay.
If you don't believe it,
Yeah.
then what's the point?
can't
That's
sell
the
it.
thing, because my delivery will be different from Harmonie's. You can never ask Mushema to deliver like Denzel Washington, or let me say, for example, are you going to act as like Michael Awio? Or I speak different.
Yeah.
I personally have had problems with speech. I just had to train again. I had to get a teacher
we'd never
to teach
know.
me. These are things that people will never know.
Yeah.
I had a problem with speech. I never used to speak. I like 1, 2 words. People are having a conversation. I would just laugh, say 1 or 2 words. I never wanted to speak.
Yeah.
So I had to get a whole training. But what I'm trying to say here is that when you deliver a character, when you're given a script, breaking down a character is more than just reading lines. I remember I was in Nairobi shooting a show, and I didn't have so much time to prepare. I had like one day I flew into the country, then the next day we were doing photo shoots for the show. Then we just had one day to rest. Then the next day I'm shooting. And I told these guys I'm not getting the character, but they were like, the character's there. You're doing it right. I was like, no, I haven't discovered the character. For me, I was like, I didn't have so much time.
Yeah.
It's different when you read the script.
Yeah.
And you listen to this guy speaking to you in the script at a certain voice, tone. And I'm like, no, I haven't. I sat down and I started writing down a few things. So the producers phoned me, like writing down a few things. Like, oh yeah. I was like, yeah, I'm still discovering this character. I'm like, what we are watching is there. What do you mean?
Yeah.
I'm like, what you're watching is just 20% of the character.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to discover. And the problem is when you act for a long time, these characters the mannerisms, somehow you may end up like mixing them up somehow.
Yeah, I can
and
see
yet
it.
you want to go on with a character very fresh and get all the mannerisms, the characteristics new for that person,
I had a similar experience with Chadala. So season 2 is one where it's broken down a little bit more, and every person has a bit more depth.
Okay. In terms of personality or the story?
In the story. So unfortunately or fortunately, I was shooting it concurrently with another show in Ginger. So they were both very emotionally demanding. But my first day on set, and this is, I've been with few productions that really take table reads very seriously, where you sit and all of you sound the script out, and now you know what you're working with. So we had a bit of rehearsal with Chadala, but not as much as we needed because they were on crunch time as well. So now they don't shoot chronologically. You would think we're shooting episode 1. No.
I learned that the hard way.
It's according to Sijui location, Ate weather, Sijui Ngongo, which actor is available and whatnot.
Yeah.
So many things go into play. Now I get on set, and the first day of set, I'm shooting episode 11, a scene where I'm crying.
And yet you haven't showed the journey to the crying.
I haven't, because it's an onion. It's layers. Like you have to get there. Like you said, you have to get there.
Imagine
And I
starting
want
from
to
the
hear about that. How do you now all of a sudden peel the onion?
So I
Actually cut the onion.
I did my best, but I went off set and I was like, I didn't do a good job. Because at the end of the day, when you're watching the show, you'll see all these other episodes that I had much longer time with. So you can tell the difference in the delivery. So by the time we get to episode 11, we'll be like, okay, that's not, I felt like I'll be underperforming. We had to redo it. I went to the director and said, listen, I'm not confident in this. So whenever we can, we need to come back to it, because I don't understand why my first day of shoot, I am crying.
How did you get to the redoing it part? Did you have to now get like peelings, like start peeling the onion slowly?
Thankfully, by the time we had to do the repeat of that particular episode, we had shot a lot more emotional scenes that would guide Shamim's character in that particular moment. And it's not even the first time that I've had to experience something like that. What happens is you're going to get an audition, okay? Audition call, we all go, line up, thousands.
Let me ask, audition calls, is it usually the same script, or you pick the script of the character you're auditioning for?
I think they
just give you lines.
They give you,
and then they give
Interesting.
like you find like a bio, character bio, and then you decide who you want to
That's if
audition
they've
for.
even given you the character.
That is if
bio.
you're lucky.
If you're lucky, they have given you the character.
Okay,
bio.
that is if you're lucky.
I want to hear about that.
So now you go through the first round. Thankfully, get a call back.
Okay.
Come back. Now they have said, okay, we're going to work with you. This, like you said, there's going to be one day in between. You're on set there like, cry. I can't cry on cue.
Yeah, you can.
I mean, I can, but I need some time.
I've been on sets where directors be like, now, be emotional. No,
that's powerful.
The thing
Because
is,
like when you think about the all of a sudden expectations, you know, from the directors or the producers, do you think the training actually helps you prepare for those moments where you show up on set and they're like, be emotional?
Should you have training?
Yeah.
It works.
Should
Yeah.
you have
Should you have
training?
training?
yes,
Yes.
it does. It does work. And I believe, unfortunately, most of us didn't have the training that we are giving other people. Because right now there are avenues where I'm brought to sets to teach the actors to master their roles and how they get into the depth of characters, to break down these dynamics of these scripts and lines and stuff. They bring me to do that. And for me, I wish I had someone like me at that moment to help me understand what a script is, because they're more than lines. These lines, they're flows. When do you understand that this particular scene, if I'm in a scene with her, one of us has to drive the scene, or if not, it's leveled up. But then how do we understand that, okay, it's Harmonie that has to be leading me. It's a dance. I have to feel her energy, you know? I have to feel her energy. I have to listen to her. I have to look into her eyes, listen to what she's saying. If she is lying, I'll pick up that energy. And that's the thing with acting. It's not acting. It's you being truthful to what you're saying in the right moment, because it means a lot to that character at that moment. Why is he there? Where is he from? And why is he saying those things that they have to say in that moment? And if you are the Mushema that has refused to understand that there's someone who needs you to say these things for them, which is the character, that you need to forget about the Mushema at that moment and help this person say these things to that person by the way they mean them. Now, you're not lying, you're not acting. You're saying the truthfulness of these things. You're leaving the character in the moment.
There's a lot of people who come in and they don't have training, and yet now you're on set with a Mushema who understands the depth of storytelling, the depth of character breakdown. So a person who has not that training, and you're now communicating directly, spirit, soul, and everything as they've come. How does it complicate the work? How do you navigate that?
For me, you want to go first?
Yeah. I don't think I believe everyone is talented, and I believe everyone has a unique way of execution. So it would be very premature for me to assume that you would do something the way I would, because I have a lot more experience. I have to allow you as another actor to have a chance to break this down in your own understanding, right?
What if they don't know that that's something they have to do? How do you, now you're on set?
I mean, I think when it comes to something like that, it's less about telling and more about showing. Show them what they need to do. People pick up more on visuals as opposed to if I tell you, in this, here now when you do this, don't do this, don't, you may only fixate on what I'm saying and you will not shine through. So let me show you. And if you're picking up on this, you're going to do it even better. Yeah. So
I mean, I've been on shows where they bring in a young actor, and when they come on set, they meet you, or probably they tell them you're going to work with Mushema. You're in a scene, and she even shakes. You can literally see her shaking.
Yes,
like, director, you know
Mushema.
what?
Oh my God.
Can I have a moment? Can I have a moment with her just? And I
Yeah.
talk to her. I take her aside and like, okay, listen to me. I'm an actor. You're an actor. Just relax.
breathe.
If there's anything I need you to help with, I'll help you. Okay. Just understand that we need this scene to work.
Yeah.
So forget about me, what you've seen, or probably if you're a fan of what I've done, forget about that. Now we have work to do together.
Yeah.
When it goes wrong, they're not gonna say you were a bad actress. They will say, I am too, you understand? So let's make this work. How do you get to the comfort of understanding, okay, now I'm more experienced than this person, so whatever comes out of your mouth, your mannerisms around her or he will do so much for them.
Yes.
Now, this is the time you need to help them out because they have been casted for the role.
Which means they qualify.
That means they qualify.
Yeah.
Now, also, sometimes you have respect from the director. You're an experienced actor, yeah? So they need you to help them out, you understand, somehow. So you help them, make them understand, like, what is your problem in this scene? Or like, how can I help? Yeah? Do you know why you're in this scene? You listen to them, let them explain to you, and then from there you can help them understand. Because at the end of the day, I mean, for me, I don't need people who are going to say, oh my God, how can you act with that guy and he doesn't help you? I mean, I don't even want to know if I really helped you. For me, what I know is whatever you're going to do, it will affect me somehow in the scene. So it's upon me as an experienced actor to help you understand why you are there and how you're supposed to execute it. Plus, we are different.
I like
We
that.
are different, but
Yeah, we are
also,
different.
I think it takes a secure set for Mushema to do something like that,
Speak on it.
because you'll find an insecure director, producer, or something,
Yeah.
and they will misinterpret you trying to help a person in your scene as you're trying to do my job.
Oh, yeah.
So, now you feel like you're the director, now you think you can do a better job.
Yeah.
So I think it's only a few sets where you can show up and do the work, but make sure to not outshine the master.
The master.
Yeah.
In whatever you are doing.
And actually,
from the way you guys are talking, I was sold the dream of, emotional intelligence on the set, you know?
No, we are but
some
human.
yes, some no.
No, there's some people that have untouched egos, you know,
Bless
that they don't really understand that at the end of the day, if the project is successful, it's not the Mushema, it's not you, it's not the director, it's the whole team, you understand? So for me, I've worked with, and the thing is, when I see that, when I see maybe a director doesn't want me to help out, I chill. But one thing I'm not gonna do is die in my own movie.
Oh, preach.
I can't.
That's a fact.
I can't put my brand, my performance at risk because the director has refused me to help my co-star, or maybe I can't.
Yeah.
I'll blow that scene up. Yeah? Njajifula.
Justifiably so.
Yes,
Shall
and the thing
support
is,
you.
I will not tell the director why I'm doing that. I'll, obango bakusetting goba. Osigenda kutta scene because of your ego. You understand?
I like that. It means you prioritize the story over the
Let
personalities
me tell you
and the
something. All the
circumstances.
actors that have worked with me in the same scene, they will tell you,
Yeah.
me, when I'm working with a young actor, I will make sure they perform.
Love it.
It doesn't make sense for me to outshine. For what? You understand? Plus also it helps the show and the director, even if they don't know. But if the director actually understands, okay, this is a youngster you're gonna work with, be slow with them or understand, you'll pick up that energy. You understand? If the director also wants to help, let them do their job, it's okay. But I've been blessed to see that now most of the sets, there are coaches that come on set to help them out a little bit, understand where they are, how to get into the dialogue, how to, the intimacy
That
coaches.
is progressive. Kati, intimacy coach, eh? What do they do? Harmonie is blushing.
Did we have for our scene?
No, I don't think
Have
we
you
did.
watched our scene?
You guys have a scene together?
We do.
Oh my God.
We do a scene together.
We are fans of set, Vanang.
We do.
So, okay, I want to hear about the intimacy coach. And the reason I'm asking a lot about the training is because a lot of actors really depend mostly on their talent before they get on set and learn the hard way that a lot more goes into knowing that you can act. So you get on set, yes, you've done Filimu ya Masasi, or you've been a house girl somewhere, and then now you have to be the love interest of the most beautiful man that they could find in the city. Harmonie, what you gonna do? I want to hear the experience of that on a set.
Getting into character?
No, like with an intimacy coach. Like what do they do? How do they guide you?
So the intimacy coach helps you to get in character in certain scenes that require a lot more passion. Those scenes could be intense. Ooh. So I haven't had one where it's like very sexual, so to speak, because when we hear intimacy, that's where we go, right? I
bad boy.
I had my mini intimate scene with Mushema with thousands of people watching.
Lovely.
And if you've been on set, it's not one take. So boy, did we kiss.
Wait, you kept getting it wrong? Why is it not one
They
take?
want a medium shot and a close-up and And then my other experience was with Be a Good Girl. So Be a Good Girl is a very interesting movie. It's a very interesting movie.
Give us a little hint. Are you actually a good girl?
In the movie?
In the movie, yes.
I don't think so, no. But I don't think I'm necessarily bad as well.
Okay.
So it's a very sensitive topic, so I don't know if I'm allowed to talk about it.
I mean, this is on YouTube, so anything goes.
So it is an LGBT film, feature film. It follows my character, Callista. Callista is closeted, and then she has her brother who's trying to run for politics, but he's very homophobic and he's taking me to like convention camps and all the above. And then I have a mini crush on one of my very good friends.
I was supposed to be a part of that project.
Yay!
What had happened?
Let's continue.
So, one of my scenes, so I remember when I was in the audition room, I was telling Nicole, I was like, I'm ready to be challenged. Challenge me, okay? Yeah. Challenge me. She said, bet. So the script goes through like different drafts because she's a perfectionist, and every morning she had a new idea. This particular day, I had to shoot a scene of self-pleasure. So
I love these
how
things.
production works is when you get on set, there's a call sheet, yeah? And it shows what scenes are going to... Obviously, we've all read the script, so we know what's going on. Everyone is like, are you ready to...
Are you ready to show us?
Are you ready? What's up? So I left home and I was like, I'm ready. I'm definitely ready. What? Skin of the ditto?
I love your energy.
I got this.
I love it.
Thank you. Get on set. I see everyone is asking me, panic. I'm like, oh my God, do I take a shot? Like, what do I do? I'm like, do I get any toys? They said, this is not porn, girl. This is self. This is self. And it has to be because I'm reacting to a video of this girl that's pole dancing. Hi, bo. We get into the room, they set up and everything. I'm like, can I get a closed set? So a closed set is where they leave you with the cameras and sound, and then they So they're all watching from the monitor.
Okay. That helps? Does it help when you...
Yeah, I mean, essentially. But so I think I first stayed with the camera guy, the camera operator, and the sound operator as well. So I can hear the director, how many are not doing it? Your hand is on your stomach. Jesus. Oh, God. Okay. And then you can't waste people's time because there's multiple scenes to shoot. So do it. I'm like, Jesus. So she saw that I was struggling. She told everyone first step away.
Yeah.
And then so she comes in with the producer and they sit with me and they say, okay, what will make you comfortable in this moment? Okay. I'm like, I don't really like to sleep with clothes on. They're like, take them off. It's okay.
Good girl.
All right. They took their tops off as well. So we sat topless for like 10 minutes until I was like, all right, I think I can do this. I think I can do this.
But
so,
also that's very kind of the director and the producer.
I know, right? Like they were so sweet. They just sat with me and they were like, get comfortable. They asked me like just leading questions about just getting in that moment and making sure I do it properly. So essentially that is what an intimacy coach would do for you. Now,
It's interesting now that the intimacy was for self-intimacy.
yeah. So now that I thought I was doing a good job back home, but
You need lessons even.
but according to the cameraman,
The singers did a good
director.
job.
The singers need some
said,
help.
"Why you lying?"
And do you know what's crazy is hearing you express that, because just before that personal intimacy, you just talked about the intimacy with another person. And for me, those are two different things, because pleasuring yourself and, you know, togetherness pleasure, even in the real world, they are completely of two different worlds. Do you feel you have to be a different kind of actor depending on who you have to be intimate with?
To my experience, I've done quite a number of those. Yes, I have.
Yes,
Stop it.
beautiful man. They are going to put you there.
No, and the thing is, you have different actors work with you.
Yeah.
And they all have different insecurities. You know, they're normal people, but also you have to have a number of questions. Ask them their standard questions. What's comfortable with you? What works for you? Where do you want me to touch and not to touch? And how is the scene designed? What's the style they're going to use to shoot? And these are questions for the director and the producer. What's the style they're going to use to shoot? How far do you want us to go? And what's comfortable with your partner is the most important thing. You understand? Because people are different. Someone says, I don't want to be touched on my right thigh. Or maybe and you have to get into that. And you must understand that this person may not even be close to your type of person you may date. But in that moment, you have to execute the scene.
The one.
They're the one there. You know, I've had a director one time tell me, Mushema, I know this girl is not your type.
Why are you underperforming?
Why are you blocking this to happen? I know she's not your type. I know. But she's the best we have.
this is
Do
what
your
I'm
magic.
working with.
Place your girlfriend's picture in front of her face.
Come on.
Yep.
I'm like...
And it worked?
It did work because the director saw that I was uncomfortable.
Yeah.
You understand? And it wasn't not about the reason that she's not the type, but the girl herself was not releasing the energy, you know, I really wanted. And I had done a lot to make her comfortable with me, you know. And when people look at me, probably when I'm naked, they think I'm perfect. I also I have my imperfections.
I like that statement.
I also don't
feel
want...
like-
Who are these people that are seeing you naked?
I also have my imperfections, you understand? So I cannot say them,
Yeah.
Right.
you understand? But I use them to my advantage. So I want
So you really tap into the imperfections as well?
Yes. You have to tap into the imperfections of yourself. Before, if you're an actress and you know you have things that you know you're not perfect, but your body's not perfect, or maybe, you know, it doesn't matter. It's your freaking body.
Yeah.
It's yours. It's not anybody's. You're there. at the end of the day. So you might well as well embrace it and embrace
I
it
mean,
and work with
let me
it.
tell you something. Like when I watch intimate scenes, especially with Ugandan film, I sometimes want to be a fly on the wall because they're different. They're different. You know, you watch some and you can tell that, you know, this couple is uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
sometimes
Yeah.
the discomfort might not necessarily be amongst themselves. It's just maybe the idea of us watching.
Yeah.
And then others you'll see like Banange, no, after the show.
There has to be something
there
going
is-
on.
but you see, intimacy has levels on
Yeah.
screen. It has levels. If I'm in a scene with, for example, Harmonie, and you know we're in the kitchen, you know, I come behind her back, she's chopping some onions. I'm like, hey, love, are you okay? Just a simple peck. How I just do the peck. That's intimacy.
And
So
sometimes
it
that can
takes-
be
it-
more intimate
yeah,
than
it might
the
be
actual
more intimate than the actual body.
okugata.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You understand? It may be more intimate than that. So intimacy is even deep when there's not a lot that is being done with bodies.
Let's talk about that because the versatility of actors, especially in this country, has been questioned several times. And I think you have to be versatile enough, not even just with intimacy, you have to be versatile enough to embody as many characters as you have embodied in
Yeah.
your journey.
Yeah.
So speak on that. How do you become versatile enough as an actor? Or even just open yourself up to opportunities to become versatile.
And the thing is, behind those characters is you trying to enjoy them. You
Yeah,
understand?
yeah.
I mean, just know there's a guy out there who's suffering doing this thing. You know, it's just execute the character according to how that. Don't be like, that's just chikola. The moment you say that, it's okay not to do it, but just know there's someone out there who will do it, and you basically you're basically also representing that person out there who's doing that job. Maybe is a cleaner,
Yes.
or maybe she or he is a market vendor, or maybe you from a poor family. Whatever character it is, as an actor, you have to be open to it. There's some actors I know for sure. For example, I won't mention, but there's a show where I did, and they told this girl she's going to be doing the character. She said, the show is what? It's in Luganda. Nsizanya bya mu Luganda. So this character is doing what? For me, I act in that thing, in that car shop. But for me,
Wow.
it's maybe she was young.
Maybe.
She was not prepared enough. I mean, it wasn't her chance, right? But it gave me a lesson. For me, I was broke. I was in campus. I needed the money. I was like, let me take on this job.
Yeah.
I need it. So I did the job, and I did it to my best.
Yeah.
You understand? Actors are different.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the young ones also need to embrace the fact
To
that
open themselves up.
Yeah, to
I've had so
different
much
roles.
fun with my characters, actually.
That's nice to hear.
Yeah. My first ever character, Priscilla, is a medical student, fourth year. Her boyfriend is in the streets.
Come on.
But that was just like campus life, campus living, navigating relationships, navigating school, just, you know, your path through adulthood.
Did you do that while you were on campus?
That's a very good question because that's 2015. I think I was almost done.
So in like the same life timeline as the character?
in between.
That's nice.
So my favorites, however, so I've had quite a few. I enjoyed acting Cheryl in Sanyu. That was my villain era.
Yes, I heard you were a great villain. I haven't reached there.
Oh my God. I enjoyed Cheryl so much. She was absolutely chaotic.
Very chaotic.
Oh my God, she was so chaotic. I loved her. I read, by the time I was approached, they came to me with already written episodes, so it was very easy to just ease
I
in.
think you had to choose between Cheryl and some other character for another
No,
show.
I had to choose between two shows.
You didn't. You had to choose between two shows, either to come
Both
on
villain?
Sanyu or do another role somewhere.
Or another. And I wanted to do the other one so badly because I was like, oh my God, I already said yes to them.
It's so. Hey, sorry, but
No,
as a-
please, bring us in, bring us
as
in.
an actor,
Yeah.
that's one of the hardest
Yeah.
positions
Yeah.
you want to be in. Right now, I'm in one right now as we speak, and I'm like, I've talked to different people, they tell you, at the end of the day, it's your decision to make.
You know,
I'm
but
like,
then
So
it comes
what,
down.
what causes the conflict? Shooting time?
So it comes down to, first of all, these shows were kind of colliding, for starters. And what made my decision, they approached me before Sanyu did, but it was within the same time frame. And where I was like, okay, maybe let me just give it a chance. But it came down to certain things that I look at now when I'm going to take up work.
Yeah.
I want to see the character. I want to see, is it in line with where I'm at right now with my acting? Because I'm not I don't have the luxury to just take on any jobs right now where I'm at. Okay, we did that. We were networking.
That was for
bless the
paying
process.
dues?
Okay. Bless the process. But at present, I don't have the luxury to just say, tugende, we do. I don't. So it came down to the storyline. It came down to the longevity of the character.
Okay.
It came down to payment.
Okay.
And just how they had set up. So by the time you came to me, they said, this, you have, I think, 100 and something episodes. This is what you're going to be paid. We have costume, transport, food. You get, this is someone you want to work with.
Absolutely.
Whereas the other people were still piecing together my character.
Yeah.
They didn't know where the direction for the character. They didn't know how long they would need the character for. They wanted to give me less money that was also going to be deductible by taxes.
Yeah.
I was supposed to, and they emphasized, since you're not the lead character, you're going to have to dress yourself and bring yourself.
So unfortunately, that's all the time that we have, but fret not, because the journey and craft of acting has to have a part 2. Now, look out next week for another episode. We will still have the amazing Housen Mushema and the amazing Harmonie Kyomugisha Muhwezi, and they will be here to continue this conversation. Until the next episode, this is the Film Hackers Talk Show.